2024, what is it that you are looking to accomplish? What is it that you have set up for your goals? What are the things that you want to do differently? And what are the successes and the fulfillments you want to have in your life? Hi, my name is Ron Deering, and I want to just talk to you a little bit about creating your legacy in 2024 and give you some ideas on what I believe will help you out. One of the things, and before we get started, but one of the things that I think is very, very important is deciding on what package you're going to use to build your business online and how do you want to build your presence online. So for me, that has become Kajabi. Kajabi is an amazing, amazing program that does everything that I needed to do in my professional business, from my website to landing pages to offers to courses to products to podcasts to blogs, everything that I need all in one place. All of my financial dealings, all of my financial products and prices, and all of my as far as payment merchants, all of that stuff. Right? It does everything, and it is an incredible program. Is all in one. There are a lot of them out there that are jack of all trades but a master of none. I believe Kajabi is much more than that because it is a master at a lot of them, from my email campaigns to automations to the list goes on and on and on. So if you're interested in checking it out for a 30-day trial, I would encourage you to go to rondeering.com/Kajabi and check out our 30-day trial. Along with that, I'm going to give you access to my mini course on Kajabi so that you, in those 30 days, you're going to have a chance to be able to get started and get something running and check it out and really evaluate it so that you can see if it's something that you're going to want to use. Also, if you decide to go on and continue from a trial to a paid version, again, it doesn't cost you anything. It just gives me a little bit to help me keep my channel running and keep things going. I will give you a 2-hour session of free coaching to help you even take your business that much further. So, again, remember, rondeering.com/Kajabi. Okay, so how do we go about creating that legacy? How do we go about doing what we need to do? I apologize. I fell on the ice here at our house and busted up my wrist, so I've got to wear a brace for a little while. So I'm kind of one-handed. But what we do is we need to start off by doing two things that I believe are imperative in our marketing. And you've always heard the saying that content is king, and I believe that wholeheartedly. If you're going to change what you do in your business, if you're not putting out content, then you need to start doing that. If you're not putting out consistent content, then you need to start doing that. There are 3 C's that I believe are imperative in creating content and creating what you need to be and what you need to put up on whatever social media you're using, if you're using YouTube, if you're blog posts, blogging, if you're podcasting, whatever it is you might be doing. And those 3 C's are this. You need to know your customer, you need to know what your content's going to be, and you need to be consistent, right? So if I talk about these first 2 things that I think are very important in building your legacy, the first thing is knowing yourself. You need to sit down and really craft out what your vision is and what your mission is. Your vision is who you want to become, who you are in the future, whose lives you want to impact, what you really want to do, and your mission is how you're going to accomplish that. Right? That's the easy way to look at those 2 things and how important they really are. I apologize. So, first 2 things you need to do is you need to make sure that you sit down and craft your vision and your mission statement. Once you know what that is, now you can start looking at the second thing, which is understanding exactly who your customer is, or your ideal customer avatar, your target market, right? Because we've all heard the saying, and I hate using cliches so much, but they're the truth and they work, right? If you market to everybody, you'll sell to nobody. I remember years ago when I first got started in network marketing, my upline sponsor said, you got to learn the 3-foot rule. And this was back in the 70s when you didn't have internet or anything like that. So it was anybody that came within 3 feet of you was a possible prospect and someone that was good for your business, right? Well, it didn't take me too long to learn that was not true. Everybody is not right for your business, right? And if you don't know who is right for your business or who are the people that you should target, you're going to market to everybody and sell to nobody. So you need to make sure that you understand who you are and who your target market is. Now that you've got that down, that's the first C is of customer, right? And the next one is content. And we've all heard that content is king. But I have an addition to that, and I didn't make this up. I forget who I heard it from, but if content is king, then marketing is queen, and she rules the home, right? So you need to know that you need to be consistent with your content. That's the third C. You need to be able to put content up there, and you need to know what kind of content to put up there because you know who you are and who your customer is, right? But you need to understand marketing. And that takes me to the next step in this is understanding storytelling. I can't tell you how my business has changed so much when I went from fact-telling to storytelling. We all have heard again the cliche that facts tell and stories sell, and it is so very, very true. At the end of the day, people need that emotional connection with you. They don't care what you say. They care how you've made them feel at the end of their connection with you, at the end of their just wash my lips, can't do a thing. At the end of the time that they've spent with you, whether it be on your website, a blog post, a YouTube video, wherever that content is, they need to feel like after they've listened to you, read what you've had to say, watched what you have to put out there, that you understand who they are and there's an emotional connection. What does that best? Storytelling. Incredible book. If you have not read it, I would encourage you to read it. Figure out how you can get it either on audio or Kindle or the hardcover book. It's called Building Your Story Brand by Donald Miller. It is incredible. I'm going through it the second time. I learned so much about storytelling and marketing and how it all goes together. That is incredible. I see so many people that build like landing pages and they're trying to get an audience together on social media, and all they do is pitch, and all they do is give features and facts, and you're gonna feel better because you take this acai berry that has these chemicals in it that will help your body, and da 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 da. At the end of the day, it doesn't build that emotional feeling or that emotional relationship that's there. I don't know what it is about car commercials, but car commercials seem to do it right. And one of the things that we have all loved to do over the years here in the United States, I don't know if they do it in other countries, but here in the United States, it's coming up to the Super Bowl time, right? And that's a big thing in our country. And everybody watches it. And most people, I would contend, don't watch it because of the sports. They watch it because of the commercials, because they've just become a big thing. Now, in the past few years, they're not as good as they used to be, but it used to be, man, those commercials were just, some of them were heart-wrenching. They were so good. And car commercials are really great at it. We were watching a car commercial the other day, and nobody watches commercials that often these days, but we were watching a commercial the other day, and this is a few months back now, and it was Land Rover, their Discover series and everything, and they were like driving through the woods and through creeks and up the sides of mountains and pulling big boats and pulling campers and camping out and doing all these really, really cool things. Not once did they mention the miles per gallon, the undercarriage, if it had GPS. None of the features were talked about whatsoever. What was shown was the benefit you would get if you owned one of these trucks, one of these series of the Land Rover, the Discover series. It emotionally charged me. It was like, hey, if I'm going to buy another SUV here in the near future, I want one of those, right? And that's what you've got to learn in your marketing. You've got to learn how to do that storytelling. You've got to learn to be better at making that emotional tie, that emotional connection with your audience. And you can't do that if you don't know who you are and you don't know who your audience is. So those 3 C's on building your legacy are customer, content, and consistency. And talking about consistency is one of the things that it's always been a challenge for the people I mentor, and for me initially it was always a challenge. I didn't, consistency, what is the definition of consistency? I do something once a month or every other month, and sometimes not, and sometimes I do, and I'm consistent on doing it. I'm just not consistent on when I do it, or so forth. No, consistency is I choose that I'm going to do. Let's say I'm going to do YouTube videos. I'm going to start off and I'm going to do 3 a week, and I'm going to do them and upload them, get them done so that I can upload them at noon my time. I'm on Pacific time, right? And that's going to be my consistent thing. I'm going to do that every single week for the next month, for the next 2 months, for the next 90 days, whatever it might be. And I'm just going to stay consistent on that. At that point, I might go down to 2 a week or 1 a week, or whatever it might be. But I'm going to put out, knowing my customer, knowing who I am, knowing the content that I'm going to put out that's going to emotionally impress them. I'm going to be consistent and do it 3 times a week for as long as it takes, right? That's consistency. It's not, well, I did one this week, and next week I plan on doing 2, and the week after that maybe I'll do 3, but, it depends on how things go, and, okay, you're not going to have the success you think you want. You might have a little bit of success, but you're just not going to have the success that you want, or the success that you need, and the fulfillment you need in your life. So you've got to be consistent. It doesn't matter what you do as far as Facebook Lives, maybe Facebook posts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, whatever it is you're doing, you have got to be consistent. And I would contend that if you're just starting out in 2024 or whatever year you're watching this, then you need to take massive action. You can't just dabble in it if you want to have success. If you want to have massive success, you got to take massive action. One of the network marketing companies I was in back in 2018, I needed to have massive success. And I remember my mentor saying, say as little as possible to as many as possible, as quick as possible. He didn't give me any scripts or anything else because he said, you know your target audience. You know what you can say to them, what you can't. Just take massive action. And I started off with messaging 10 people a day, and after he kind of laughed at that, I bumped it up to eventually getting it to 100 people a day, and broke some records in the company, and had some success. Ended up being able to speak on stage, and they featured my wife and I in a magazine. The success came, but it didn't come until I took massive action. I think I ended up personally sponsoring close to 500 people on my own in my team. So I'm not telling you that to pat me on the back. I'm telling you that because that's the key, right? It's the easy button, or the magic button, if you want, to anything that you're going through that you're struggling with, is take massive action to get through it, right? So if you're struggling building your business, take massive action. Find out who your customer is. Decide on the content that you're going to give to that customer. Be consistent and take massive action, okay? Now, one last thing. There's always the going debate is, which is the better marketing, social media or email marketing, okay? And for me, I will tell you that, yes, I have a preferred method, but I don't have a feeling that you can do one without the other necessarily. I believe that email marketing is the king. It's just the way it is. It has been for a long time. Email marketing was designed to sell products, sell services, sell courses, sell whatever you've got to do. And over this last 2023, I think the numbers are between 40 and 60% of everything purchased was done through email. And then you have the people that just always buy from Amazon or always buy online from Walmart or Costco or whatever. Only 12% was done through social media. So if I look at that, it says that social media does, have its value in that arena, but the bigger player is email marketing. So what can I really use social media for, right? It's a hard road to toe if you are going to just use social media and nothing else to market and build a business. I know there's a lot of people out there saying, yeah, I just started a new business and I made $2,000 my first 2 weeks and everything using Instagram. And then you go back and you really dig into it and you find out they've been on Instagram for a long time. They've got 10,000 followers and that, and the product they're selling is maybe $500. So they sold 4 of them out of 10,000 people, right? Yay. That's good. All right, congratulations. But the average person doesn't have that. So what do I think is the value in social media? I think the value in social media is to use it as a target generator. It is that platform that we can target and use as traffic, right? So if you are going to build an email marketing system, right? The value in the email marketing system is these are targeted people that come to you and opt into your list because they want something you've got. So they've made an active choice in being a part of your list, and they know what they're going to get. They're not being forced to look at stuff that has nothing to do with it because of algorithms. You know that when you market to those people, you're going to get, if you're doing the right thing and you're marketing the right thing, that you're going to get good open rates, and people, everybody's going to see what you put out there. They may not open it, they may not do it, but at least everybody's going to see it. Whereas I've got probably 10,000 followers on Facebook. Instagram, I've got almost 4,000, and the statistics say that 3% of the people that are on there see what I post, right? Between 3 and 10%. So if they can't see it, they can't see it, right? So if I use social media as a traffic generator to target my free lead magnets, my courses, my whatever it is, more so anything that's going to get me a email list, is going to get me someone's name and email, right? Their first name and email. That's where it becomes powerful. Because even though I'm only getting 3 to 10%, and look at it, that's still, if I'm continually building that up, I could be, 10 leads a month, 10 emails a month, 100 emails a month, whatever, right? If I'm always not worried about pitching, but I'm worried about giving out content and giving out value. So on my social media, I tend to always give value, teach somebody things, teach my audience. The content that I put up there is to be of value to my target audience, my ICA. And if I'm always giving them value and then pointing them to a free gift that's even going to give them more value, I build that relationship. I become social, but I become social in a way that's valuable. And I can send traffic to where I really want them to be, so I can really build that connection and that relationship over time. That's why you see people that have email lists of 1,000 people and are making 6 and 7 figures, because they've built an engaging list that people want to be a part of what they're doing, because they can target them much, much better than social media. With social media algorithms and everything that goes on there, we don't have that option. So my recommendation is to put something together, and again, I love Kajabi for this, but put something together that's going to house your contacts, your email contacts, going to be able to create lead magnets when you need them, which is the bread and butter of building a contact list, be able to create your funnels for your products, be able to create your courses if that's what you're selling, be able to distribute and to put out the things that you've given to be able to deliver what you need. If you've given free ebooks away, or you're selling an ebook or a course or a guide or a checklist or whatever it might, things that you might be doing, and build your website and so forth, so that you have everything that you need all in one place, right? Kajabi will do that for you. And again, you can just go to rondeering.com/Kajabi, but more importantly, you've got to make that decision that that's what you're going to do. So on my recap, it's really straightforward, right? You need to figure out who you are and who your ideal customer is. That's the first C of good marketing. That's the first C of building your legacy. Know who your customer is. The second one is content. Content is king, but we understand now that marketing is queen and she rules the home. So we need to learn what content based on who our customer is, and we need to know how to market. And the third C is consistency. You have got to be consistent, and you've got to take massive action. You need to understand what the marketing consists of between email marketing and social media marketing. If you want to build a legacy, I believe you need to do both, with your concentration on building that list. I've been privy to be mentored by some of the biggest in the industry, the multimillionaires, and every time I've asked them what's the most important thing I need to do for my business, the answer has always been the same: build a email list. Build an email list and build an engaging list with them. So I hope this has helped. This doesn't change. This is the same thing we do year from year to year. This is what I used to do when I didn't have the internet, with old school offline marketing. It's no different in the digital world. People think that the digital world is so much different. It's not. The only difference in the digital world is the method on which you do, the medium that you use, But the marketing and what you need to do is still the same. You have to know who your audience is. You have to create content for them. In the old days, it was flyers, it was newspaper ads, all of the old school things. Now we have the ability to reach a much bigger audience because we're worldwide. And we have a lot better videos and podcasts and things that we can do for the medium. But the process is exactly the same. So when people say, you've got to join the digital marketing world, it's so much different, so much better, da da da, it isn't any different. It's only different on how you present what you've been presenting or should have been presenting when you were in the analog world, right? The difference is now it's done digitally with videos and podcasts and blog posts and all that stuff online on the internet. But the marketing is still the same. So if you've been an offline marketer, you have had maybe a mom and pop business that you've been, putting ads in papers and things like that, learning how to translate that into digital marketing is a great thing. But it doesn't change the marketing. It just changes the method on which you do the marketing. So I hope you have an amazing, amazing 2024. I hope that your 2024 is maybe not going to be the best year of your business life, but it's going to be significantly better than it was last year. Don't shoot for the best, shoot for better. Always shoot to make yourself 1% better every single day of your life, not only in your business, but in your mindset, your skill set, your tool set. Get better at what you do. Impact more lives, change more lives, and while changing your own. God bless you. I hope God will bless your life, bless your family, and make this year one of the most productive and abundant lives you've had. God bless you.